Okay, everybody, it's haul time. It's time to share. Tell you what I've been up to since my last video, and I can share what I've been up to. So one of the things I like to do in my videos is to tell hunting stories. So this first batch is all about a hunting story. So I went to a store I have not been to ever in my life. I was in a completely different area. I'm not usually in at all. I was a couple hours away, several hours away from my home area. And, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go check out a comic book store. I like to do that. So I go in, I'm walking around, I'm checking back issues, and there's a sign that says, it's one of those stores, it says, we will check the price if prices have jumped 100% or something to that extent. The price could change. So I'm like, okay, I'm at one of these stores. I'm here, but I can find books that I need that are cover price. So that's kind of what I was doing, and I really wasn't finding anything exciting or anything, but I did find stuff I was looking for. So, and they were cover price. So I'm thinking, okay, there's one I'm kind of iffy about. We'll have to see. I'm not really sure. But whatever. I think I'll be okay. Again, I'm thinking they're just going to like look at a book and be like, oh no, that one's not right or that one's not wrong. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 8 books I brought up. I walked away with 6. So let's share the story, and the 2 they kept, it's kind of funny. Okay, so this one here, Rogue One, it's not an expensive book. I got it for cover. On a good day, maybe it's $10. So when you're price checking on eBay, everything is not going to be cover price because of shipping. You include everything. The cheapest you could probably walk away with a comic book is like $6 to $8 for someone to not lose money, because heck, if they're shipping it halfway decent, shipping should be close to $7 by itself. So, and you're buying a cover price book, eBay's, you would never sell anything if you're basing all your prices on eBay. So I'm thinking, okay, the ones I picked out, I should be okay. This one, I forget, I think it's the first appearance of like Vader's castle or something like that, but it's a great cover. Whenever I go in Rogue One, this one is always missing. Number 1 and number 4, they're hard books to find. And the back issue is just sitting there because they don't stay around. So I was happy to find this one for cover. And I was happy the guy got me get it. It's funny, when they were checking every book, I don't know, I had some kid looking at it, and the owner even came up and the kid didn't know what to do. Like, is this okay? Is this not okay? Yes or no? So pretty much the owner of the store said yes to the kid or no to the kid. So he let me get that one. Also, they let me get this one, A World number 9. This obviously had cooled down a lot, thank goodness, or I probably wouldn't let me buy it. And they actually had 3 or 4 of them in the back issues, but I just wanted one. It's the first, I guess, time that you realize that Black Panther's son from a different reality is his son, that this character's his son, or something silly like that. But I was like, hey, if I see it for cover, I was in a buying mood, I should be good to go. So I was happy they let me buy that one. These make sense for cover. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, number 2 and number 1. So they had both. I'm working on these Prelude movies, comic books. I really, really like them. So I was happy to cross that one off my list. And this one here is a combo pack, still sealed variant. I got that for $4 cover price. I was a little worried that they might say, oh, it's the combo, it needs to be, $10 or something. But they didn't, so I was happy about that. So actually, it's funny. Now we get to the story of the ones they kept. They let me buy. So when I went up, here, I'll just take it out of the bag. I found a Red Lantern number 28. So I'm like, okay, cool. Because I know on the back, it's the Supergirl, it's the Green Lantern with Supergirl. First time she's a Red Lantern. you know, on a good day, it's a $10 book, but whatever. I'll see it for $3. I'll get it. So they had one with the Red Lantern showing in the front, and they had one with the Green Lantern showing in the front. So I brought up them both. I brought up the Green Lantern that looked like this, and I brought up the Red Lantern that looked like this. So the funny thing is, they said, oh, the Green Lanterns, oh, it's $15 or $20. I forget what they said, something crazy. And I was like, oh, no, I don't want it. Never mind now, you know, instead of having it for $3. But they sold me the same exact book for $3. So it was humorous. It was humorous. And the other humorous part about it is I hit another store. I found the book that they kept. So this is a different store, but I'd also, it's got the sticker on it from the other store I got it at. I brought this book up. You know, Death of Thanos. You know, of course they bring him back. It's a great cover, Drax, and you know, on a good day, maybe you get $20 for it. Maybe, I don't know. It's on a really good day. More than likely, it's probably like a $10 book. Whatever. They had a $3 or $4 sticker. I can't even remember. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's, you know, and they look it up and they're like, no, that's a $25 book. That's what they, so I was like, no, thanks. No problem. And then a couple of days later, I went to a different store and I found it for $3. So, that's my hunting story with, finding the books. And it's just kind of humorous how they sold me a book that they kept and then I find it for $3 elsewhere. So it was just humorous. Okay, so now we finished that story. We can go with the rest of the haul here. It'll go quicker. It's just sharing books here. Nintendo Power number 6. The reason why I wanted this one, well, you know what? I'll show you. I'll show you. So in it, you have like 15-year-old J. Scott Campbell who submitted, like, I guess, ideas for a video game to the place with his drawings and his land and whatever's going on. It's in here somewhere. It took me a while to find it last time. I thought I knew where it was now. Okay, it's in here. Up. Nope, that's not it. I don't know. It's in here somewhere. But anyways, so there's like a J. Scott Campbell drawings in here as a 15-year-old. It's kind of cool. I've always been looking for it, but it's the books I've seen. If it's in nice condition, they want like $100, and if it's in crappy condition, they're wanting like $50 or whatever. I know I paid around $30. So what's good about this one is like all the attachments, like the mail away stuff, it's all attached in there. So the posters in there, everything's attached. It does have like a little crease right here, and if you look at the right angle, there's a little crease there. But you know, I just didn't want to spend $100 for a perfect one. I've wanted this like for 10 years. I've wanted this for a long time. And, you know, it made me happy. Maybe I can upgrade someday, but it was one I really, really, really wanted. I wanted for years just because of the J. Scott Campbell connection. And I got it. Now we go with a big boy book. So this was one of, I spend my Saturdays working bag and boarding and hanging out with my friend at a comic book store, and he pays me in store credit, and I build that up and I try to buy something that I normally would never buy. So this cost me about 15 hours of work. So you know, it's worth it. It's probably like a 4.5. So it's probably in that condition, it's around maybe $300 retail. So it was worth it for me. It's a book I never would spend $300 on, but it's one that makes me happy. It's one I want. It's a win-win for me. Amazing Spider-Man 121, The Death of Gwen Stacy. It has no major creases or anything like that, but you know, it's off-white pages. It's got the scuff marks on the spine, but outside of that, I mean, in the video here, it looks really, really good. So super, super, super happy to make the collection really good by getting a book like that. Okay, now let's rock and roll and just tell you what I've got at the stores and what I paid and all that other fun stuff. Here's a hip hop variant, Secret Warriors #1. I just really like the cover. It was like $15 though, but I just really liked it. I never see the hip hops. They had a couple other hip hops I really liked, but one, they were too high and I really didn't like the condition. so I didn't get them. But you know, for Secret Warriors #1 hip hop, I just don't see that one. So I got it. Anytime I see the from this volume, the Vampirellas with Perillo covers that are cover price, I buy. So Vampirella 16 for cover, and Vampirella 18 for cover. Both of them are Perillo covers. Oh, here's one. Actually, I was waiting for them to price at the store. This is also a working purchase at the comic book store. So this is the first appearance of Saba or Sabra or something like that. That girl right there. Incredible Hulk 256 cost me 2 hours of work of back and boarding and pricing comics to get this one. But you know, it's like a $40 book. So I was happy to get it and make it, you know, add this to the collection. You know, I've been looking online for a while now for it, ever since it got hot, and I heard of the character. I never heard of the character before, and I was like, okay, well, you know, there's a crease here, there's a crease there. It's, you know, you're looking at pictures, and online can be tricky. I mean, this is by no means a 9.8, but it's good enough, and it's a newsstand. So I was like, okay, I'll get it. $10. I know Spawn and Batman is all the rage right now with the new comic coming out, but this is Inside Image with Batman and Spawn on the cover. It's just one of those you know, preview books. So I kind of was like, oh, cool. It's from 1993, maybe 1994. It's March 1994. I was going through my comics, and sometimes you see stuff that surprises you. And I had this one, which I knew I did, but I didn't like the condition it was in. That I owned it in the collection, so if I ever saw it, I'd get it. $4, upgraded, the condition is good to go. Well, here's a variant. I don't usually show new books, but you know, Gargoyles, it's the one that just released. It's the 1 in 20 variant, VHS variant. It was like $8. I mean, it was $4 is the cover price for the regular one, so I figured a 1 in 20 Gargoyles variant. I was like, I'll get it. I just couldn't say no for that price. Oh, there's a story behind this one. I have a history with this book, sort of. So way back in the day, I don't know if you remember the YouTuber. His name was Yanni Gukulak. He doesn't do videos anymore. I haven't seen him in a long time. But I was watching when I first got into watching videos, I'd watch his. And he just showed this when he found it in a dollar bin. I'm like, that's really cool. Maybe one of these days I'll see it and I'll get it, right? And shortly after that, I was hunting in a dollar bin, and the guy right next to me, when you look over your shoulder or you look and see what they've got, which I shouldn't do because it annoys you, he had this one. I was like, oh man, I just missed it. And now every other time I've seen it, it's been 15, 10 to 20. I don't think I've seen it for 10. I probably would have bought it. I've like $15 to $25, you know, in the back issues. And I'm like, yeah, there's no way. One, it's not even worth that anymore. It's just a silly variant. And the only reason why I want it is because of Yanni Gukulak talking about it 10 years ago or whenever I was watching this video. So I was like, okay, whatever. And I was going through the back issues, and this recently got out, and it was like $5. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm adding this to the collection. I was able to find, you know, the SK Energy drinks, like a Punisher one. So I'm like, oh, that's close enough. That got my SK Energy variant hunt, you know, itch. But it was never the same, because I just, you know, when you see it over on the guy to the right of you, you know, you're like, But so I'm happy I got it. This was a $10 one. Batman Long Halloween. It's the first appearance of, I think, Sophia Falcone. Falcone's daughter. I think her name's Sophia. I think she's going to be in some TV show, and there was casting of who it was, and you know, Batman Long Halloween number 10. I mean, number 6. It's St. Patrick's Day one. I was happy to, and it's a first appearance. So, with it being a first appearance and $10, and I was like, okay, cool. Okay, another story about this one. So here is a movie variant. I do like the movie variant covers. I'm always looking on eBay for them. And, you know, when you, with the right price and it's something you want, let's take a chance, you know, where I don't feel like, you know, hey, if it doesn't work out, I didn't you know, it's not their fault. It's not my fault. It's one of those things that happen. So I think the guy had zero feedback. This was up. I bid it for like, it was like $9.99 shipped to me, you know, something like that. And he accepted the bid. So, you know, it's, you know, you're trying to build up your feedback, you know, someone's just new to eBay. And I'm like, well, we'll see what happens. And of course it wasn't shipped, in a perfect, you know, cardboard or, Gemini mail or anything like that, but it came comparable to the picture. So, I was happy just to get it. And, you know, I can't really complain, because when you're dealing with inexperienced sellers and they don't even have a lot of comic books, you know, that happens. So it's one of those, risk versus rewards. You just go for it. It's kind of like playing the lotto, but I was happy to get it for under $10. This was cover, so this was like $4. I had I don't have the, I think I had the David Mack covers. I think that this might be a David, I don't know who that one is, but I don't have the more expensive ones. But I was missing 5 Ronin and Hulk. Now I have the set, so, you know, I was happy to get that. And I was able to make some headway on my preludes. I needed a Thor Ragnarok #4 prelude. That was cover. Happy to find that one. I finished my Thor Ragnarok. I also needed Ant-Man and the Wasp prelude #2. It was only a set of 2. Happy to finish that one as well. So made some good progress on that. Here's a dollar fine. I was obviously a huge XFiles fan back in the day. I'm at that age. When the 90s were, I was, you know, a teenager in the 90s, and, you know, Gillian Anderson, XFiles, super big fan. It was $1. I like comic books. I like XFiles. I like Gillian Anderson. Okay, I'll get it. This was $1 too. It's got some funk over here, but whatever. It was $1. Carnage Mind Bomb. You know, the actual one. Yeah, now we're on the home stretch, guys. Dollar bin find, Avengers 6 has something to do with Black Panther's son. I can't quite remember, but maybe it's the first full appearance. Got that. I love this Adam Hughes cover. I wish it was a DC Universe variant, but to find it for $1, I was like, okay, I'll get it. Found this one for cover, so it was $4. What If Magic became Sorcerers Supreme? It was a lot hotter a while back, but like everything else, but I still thought it was a good find. I already have this one, but it was in the dollar bin. I was like, why not? It's not the good Torque, but it does have the Spawn ad in it. So Spawn 2 and 3 are better than obviously Torque 4, because Torque 2, 3, and 4 all have the Spawn ad. Obviously this is the least desirable one, because I think this one came out the same month as actual Spawn. Torque 2 and 3 predate Spawn #1. So I don't know. I buy this book every time I see it in the dollar bin. I just do it, you know. Got it. New Guardians #2, first appearance of Cocaine. This was $1. First full appearance of Godspeed. Flash Rebirth #6. This was a thing way back in the day. Avengers #10. Found that in a dollar bin. It's funny. About 6 months ago, I finally gave up looking for this book. I spent like $10 on it. But Guardians of the Galaxy, I found in a dollar bin. Guardians of the Galaxy 62, last issue in the run, hard to find. Green Arrow 101 was in the dollar bin. Death of Green Arrow. Okay, it's not really as sought after as it used to be, but see it for $1, like, why not? And the last book I'm showing from this haul, Infinity Gauntlet #3, it was $1. I just couldn't say no. So anyways, I appreciate you guys listening to my stories and letting me share my hunts and my experiences of looking for comics, and I will continue to hunt, and hopefully I'll have another video in the near future. Thanks for watching. Bye.